Let's go now, though, to the politics of the day. Joining me now, our political editor here at Sky, Andrew Clennell. When it rains, it pours, Andrews, and at the moment that rain's pretty torrential for Anika Wells. We know about the flights. We know now about this car with the meter running while she was in the corporate box at the tennis. Tickets to Oasis. I mean, how on earth that's work-related? I can't fathom that. This afternoon, we find out that she's referred herself to the parliamentary watchdog. Now, you and I know why she's done this, because it shuts down further questions from people like you in the media. But I tell you what, ever since this broke, she would have had people in her office and people from out of the PM's office going through absolutely every bit of paper, and they will have only referred her now because they are pretty confident she's going to get a clean bill of health in any inquiry. She will be inside the rules, but that's the problem. These rules, these guidelines, they are absolutely out of step with the community.
They are out of step with the community. They need to change. There needs to be tighter rules around family reunions. You shouldn't be able to have your wife and kids or husband and kids go on business class flights. We're trying to constrain the budget. Government's trying to do that. They need to do that for the inflation problem, for Australia's debt and deficit. But look, I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up paying some money back. Tony Burke had to after the Uluru trip years ago. But this does take it off the table, or at least the government hopes it will. I don't know if it will. I think the timing really is around the social media launch, which occurs tomorrow with the PM and the Minister. Mm-hmm. So she has to appear publicly. She hasn't appeared publicly since she was on Sunday Agenda with me for quite the interview. And so she's gone into hiding, and now she gets to come out because they can say, oh, we've referred it. But, you know, she's very, very heavily damaged out of all this. I mean, people just think she's been taking the piss. And, you know, 3 times she left the Comcar guy waiting there all day while she was having fun. It's as simple as that. It was an NRL Grand Final, Magic Millions race day. And what was the other thing? I think you mentioned it. But 3 occasions.
Oasis, tennis.
No, it was tennis. You're right. It was tennis, Australian Open. So that's crazy. The Paris dinner was over the top. You know, the New York flights, surely there was a way to get cheaper flights. That's what kicked it all off, of course.
Can I just say,
the Adelaide
Andrew,
trip was a disgrace. Sorry, go on.
This stuff is not hard, right? When I was running Abbott's office for 6 years, he did not put a foot wrong. The rules are pretty clear. You apply the rules, but you also apply a bit of common sense. And you go, the punters are going to cop that. I know it's inside the rules, but the punters will not cop that. I don't want to answer to an Andrew Clennell or someone else on Sky News over that. So you wouldn't do it. What I don't understand, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it came out of Barnaby Joyce and the affair with his staffer. This whole concept of family reunion, because MPs already get X number of flights for their family to come to Canberra. I think it's something like 6 or 7 for the spouse, 3 trips for the kids. So let's call it 10. If you've already got 10 opportunities to bring your family to Canberra, why do they need these additional ones? Because I tell you what, that stuff today about Don Farrell, he has claimed about $100,000 worth of family reunion travel. 200 publicly funded family reunion flights. These are trips to the tennis, mate. These are trips to the AFL. Now, look, the bloke is 71 years of age. His kids are adults. They've got children of their own. Why on earth are taxpayers paying for him to ferry his grandchildren and children around? I get the argument, you know, you've got young children and the MP's busy. Why on earth does Farrell get that sort of lurk? I tell you what, the military guys don't, the FIFOs don't, journalists like you don't. I think this whole thing about family reunion, I think it's a crop.
Staffers?
I think the whole staffers don't get it. The whole thing should be scrapped. Family reunion should be scrapped.
Well, they won't do that, but they should, or they should severely curtail it, or they should have it. Definitely not business class flights. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? There are a lot of people my age who've never had flown business class in their lives. I reckon I've only done it 2 or 3 times in my whole life. So, you know, I mean, the concept that you should have an automatic right because you're the spouse or a child of a MP or minister seems mad. I mean, why politicians, any of them, except maybe the Prime Minister and opposition leader, and I see them in the front there as I head to the back, Peter, Why are they? Why are we paying for business class flights from Sydney to Canberra? It's a flight of half an
And
hour.
do you know how much that flight costs? It's about $1,200 a throw.
Oh my gosh! I mean,
you can
I nearly
almost
swore.
fly to London for that sort of. You can fly to London for that much money.
Look,
you know,
if
I just think it's a crop. I don't back.
If Albanese wants to prove he's serious about addressing these budget issues, he can start at home and start with some of these entitlements in the mid-year economic statement. Get Jim to do it next week.
If the opposition had some ticker too, if the opposition wanted to pretend this isn't just a cosy deal between the two major parties, that they don't criticise each other over these sorts of things too, the Liberal Party should go, you know, Susan Lee's got some bad record there of her own. The Liberal Party should go out there tomorrow and say, we want family reunion scrapped. If they were serious about listening to the community, that's what they would do.
The other thing is, we've got to stop this situation where someone gets invited to a 40th birthday party or their son's doing judo on the Gold Coast and they then create all these meetings, right? And say it's an official
you're right,
trip.
They do.
You know what?
They
if
do.
I'm going to my mate's 40th or 50th in Perth, I'm a bit older these days, Peter, guess what? I got to pay for it, as to you. You know, we don't expect our employers to pay for it. We certainly don't expect the taxpayer to pay for it. I mean, this stuff is just common sense.
$400,000 too. I mean, she earns $400,000. That's 4 times what most ordinary Australians earn. The idea that she can't put her own hand in her own pocket to pay for a flight,
well, I think
is outrageous.
So I thought about this, and I thought if she pays for it herself, she goes economy, and if she schedules a couple of meetings, she goes business. True, isn't it?
It's also the cars and the accommodation, the add-ons, yes, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. We'll leave it there. We'll see whether the opposition tomorrow has listened to us here, and I'm going to pursue them on this, though. Let me tell you, looking down the camera here at the Liberal Party, if you had any ticker, you would scrap family reunion. This is absolutely outside where the punches are. I'll leave it there. Thank you, Andrew.